Hi, I'm Amber, and this is my renovation story. When I moved in, I knew that I wanted to change everything. So before the pandemic, I was in San Francisco. I was working in tech in the city, loved living there, but I was also a side hustling blogger slash content creator. My business, Blessed Little Bungalow, I started in 2016. It was really just a creative outlet. My blog, I talked about my own home and just decorating different rooms and so on. And eventually people started hiring me to help them with their own homes because I wanted to focus on making sure that people knew they could create the home they loved on a budget. And that's what I did in my own home, and I wanted to help other families do the same thing. So it was a side hustle that kind of became a part-time job in addition to my tech career. And then the world stopped and the pandemic happened. I lived in a 450 square foot apartment, and even though I had everything I needed, it was pretty isolating. And so returning to Atlanta was super exciting. I wanted to find an older home, one that didn't take too much elbow grease to make changes, but I was comfortable, demoing if needed and making some updates. But this house was one of a few new construction homes being built in Adair Park. Very quaint bungalows that looked like those that were already in the neighborhood. So to find a new construction home that had the craftsman style, the charm, still, it was very builder beige, so I knew I was going to make changes, but I could make it my own. It was the perfect size for myself and my dog, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and knowing that it was like 5 minutes from everything was just icing on the cake. And yeah, purchased it from across the country. The movers came in San Francisco, packed everything up. 3 months after, I decided that I'm tired of living 2 lives. I have got this interior design business and brand growing over here. All the exciting things that were truly just started as a hobby and creative outlet. I decided, hey, let's take a leap of faith. And so it was go time. When I moved in, I knew that I wanted to change everything. I wanted to keep the craftsman style charm. I wanted to make sure the home still felt like it was Southern and in the South, but I wanted to take my mid-century modern love, my love for color and pattern and texture, and create something that reflected who I am. We are in my living room. When you walk through the front door, there is no entryway, there's no foyer. So I painted the walls this beautiful mauve-y, purplish wine color. It greets you as soon as you walk in. It feels warm and inviting. So my house is not quite 2-story. It's like 1.5, I guess, so because of my loft space. So because of that, I have about 20-foot ceilings in the living and dining. I wanted to paint the whole space, but I didn't want to make it feel too dark. And then obviously with the loft ceilings, it might have been more expensive. Well, it would have been more expensive and a little bit more labor to paint all the way up. So I went only up about 5 feet and a few inches. And it's just a very cool design feature. A lot of architectural detail added with just paint, but also gives the opportunity to divide the spaces. I could have done the entire main floor, but decided to just do it in the living and dining space to give it its own personality. Rugs are an amazing way to separate spaces when you have an open concept space, and so I did that with this rug. It's very comfortable shag rug for myself and my dog, and you can see like all the feet of the furniture in this space are on it, so it kind of creates its own zone, if you will. And then in the dining room, I did the same with a boho rug underneath the table. I am obsessed with this table. You can bury me with this dining table. I love it so much. The base of it is just so beautiful, and it's its own piece of art. The chairs are very heavy, very comfortable. in this beautiful green velvet, and then brass on the back just for a little detail. The easiest way to update any home, I feel like, is with lighting. So this Sputnik light was not here. There was something much lower that was more traditional, and by swapping that out, it just gave the dining space its own little identity. So as you can see, a lot of changes, feels like a completely new space, but I didn't have to renovate my home to accomplish that. The kitchen was brown and beige. It was almost too brown. Like, I wasn't opposed to wooden cabinets, but these were almost too dark. They were like really blackish brown, and there was already limited light in the space. So I really wanted to make the kitchen feel brighter, more exciting. And my answer to that was a pop of color with the cabinets. One of the biggest changes besides the cabinetry in the kitchen are these new pendant lights. The pendant lights are, to me, like the earrings to go with the dress in the kitchen. And so the ones that were here before were kind of tiny, oil rub bronze, just not me. And so I took those away and added these fun pendant lights. They came in a smaller size, but I thought go big or go home, get the 15-inch. And it also gives a little vintage feel, like an ode to Atlanta and Waffle House. I just feel like it makes my kitchen island feel like a diner. I didn't have the dollars to do a full kitchen renovation, but I also didn't need to because it was a brand new kitchen, brand new appliances, and I wasn't mad at the footprint that was there. The kitchen is truly my little rainforest in my house. As you can see, I have a beautiful wall mural that has some of my favorite plants, birds of paradise, Monstera, and it's great to look at when I'm cooking. I'm really happy with how the kitchen came out and how colorful it is. My primary bedroom is my own little boutique hotel in my house. I wanted something moody, something that just concentrated on the bed itself. And so the first thing I did was paint the beige walls this beautiful navy blue. This king size bed, I love the shape of the headboard. This beautiful chartreuse is a great contrast between this bed and the navy. And then when you look up, the first thing you see is this crazy, beautiful, bright pattern of that chartreuse, navy, and lavender that you see in the rest of the space. I just love the pattern, the pop of color, the excitement that it brings, and it just has its own personality. It was the perfect opportunity to make a small space feel grand. The Juju hat is made in West Africa in Cameroon, and they are imported here into the US and dyed different colors. So I love this one that I picked out for the bedroom. I also have been to maybe about 30 different countries. So some of the destinations that are really dear to my heart, here's where I was in Luxor, Egypt. This is Positano, Italy, Kenya, Switzerland, Ghana, and Paris, because of course, if you love art, you have to have a picture of the Louvre. So I love traveling, and I wanted to kind of showcase some of my favorite travel memories in my bedroom. The last space in my house I want to show you is the upstairs loft. Come on. This is probably the most fun and exciting space in my entire house. It is the loft that I dedicated to my niece and nephews. After I moved in, upstairs became the storage space. I don't have a garage. I don't have a true large attic or basement space. And when my niece and nephews came to visit, honestly, Auntie's house was not very childproof. So I wanted to create a space for my niece and nephews to call their own. It is full of color, it's whimsical. I love the pattern that I added with the wallpaper. In talking with my wallpaper installer, Raphael was like, oh, this is gonna be a lot if we wallpaper everything, and there was no clear separation on this wall because it was open to the living room below. So we decided to just wallpaper along the bottom, and then in these cutouts where the windows are, we continue the wallpaper up. But I love, similar to downstairs, how it's just kind of halfway, so it doesn't feel too dark, too small, but also it's just a completely different identity than downstairs. And then I just created different zones for my niece and nephews to play. So there's a snack bar, there's arts and crafts, there's board games, there's a desk if they want to be on their Switch or play or do homework. And then this sofa pulls out into a sleeper sofa for all the slumber parties. This is their house. I just pay the mortgage. When you look at my portfolio on blessedlittlebungalow.com or my Instagram, all you see are color, pattern, fun palettes, like just very funky and ornate gold mirrors, a lot of gallery walls, artwork, like a mix of what I say is my style, which is mid-century modern meets boho glam, and a Crayola box like thrown in there. I am so thrilled with the way my home turned out. It's super colorful, it's inviting for any guest that I have, and I just feel like it's a true reflection of me. It's bubbly, it's unexpected. There's a lot of color and culture and art, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing it every day.